my favorite thing with the, like, nobody wants to work. Well, how much are you hiring me for? Because I'll tell you right now, it sucks
And
because,
that's a
honestly,
good night.
from the customer perspective, it really sucks to just feel like
Oh,
you're just
yeah.
being ignored.
Not to defend that level of service, but I can't count how many times I was screamed at by people who... I'm struggling on a higher wage than I used to make and live comfortably off of years ago.
The last hour because Wendy's never has their together. Oh, facts, right? No, it's for real. No. Can we talk about Wendy's for a second and how, like, bad it is trying to get food from Wendy's? And I say this, having been to, well, yes, one, and two, having been to several of them and having the same experience for some reason. Every time, for whatever reason, if you go in the lobby at Wendy's, they just kind of ignore you. Like, they just focus on, like, the drive-thru. So if you have to go in and, like, pick up food or, like, you want to order, you're gonna just, like, stand there and just wait. And they're gonna help one person. Like, I was in line the other day at a Wendy's, and this happened. This had to have been 2 weeks ago, maybe. And this old guy was in front of me in the line, and I went inside because I figured that'd be quicker. This old dude's standing there for like 5 minutes not getting served, and then finally the girl comes up and, like, takes his order, and then after taking his order, like, goes off to, like, do other things. Like, instead of just taking the next order. And, like, finishes his order, gives him his order, then takes mine. Like, and the only reason I didn't walk out is because I had my kid, and I was like, well, I told her I would get her Wendy's. So I was like, now I feel like I have to. But then I just got hers and didn't get anything for myself, just to get the hell out of there, because I was like, I'm done. I've had enough.
Not to defend that level of service, but in any restaurant worker's defense, every place is so short-staffed now that you have to prioritize certain things, especially when you work for a corporation like that. And if they say keep the drive-thru moving, that's what you do when you only have one person.
And the thing
I don't think it's right, but that's the reality of food service now.
That's a management decision, if anything. But, like, also, you know, having done food service, it's like, it's one thing to, like, let's make the drive-thru move quicker. It's another thing when it's like you just kind of spend 5 minutes at a time in between customers on the line when there's like 4 people in the line. At some point, it's like, okay, can we just take the order? I'll wait for the thing. Like, take your time making it. Just take the order. So I'm not standing here feeling like it's. I normally don't care about these things. I'm normally very patient, but for whatever reason, it's specific to Wendy's, so it's got to be a corporate decision that leads to this. There's an item I missed.
I worked for a certain company that will remain nameless because, you know, I don't want to get into some sort of legal trouble.
Yeah, you told me this story, but go ahead.
But when they started doing online orders, it was basically like you are running 2 different restaurants, and you have to now accommodate both of those orders for the same amount of employees. They will not let you increase labor, and most of the time, even if you do have permission to use labor, you don't have enough people to actually fill those roles. And I can't count how many times I was screamed at by people who are waiting in line for a while when they don't see I'm also running back and forth doing an entire, like, other restaurant's business. It's difficult, and it's one of the reasons I'm no longer at that place. But it was terrible. I hated it. And there's, like, it was unavoidable. You were going to upset someone.
It sucks because it's like
you had to accept it. When I went into work, I just had to accept that I was going to be yelled at by at least 10 different people that night.
It sucks
And
because
that's a
honestly,
good night.
from the customer perspective, it really sucks to just feel like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just being ignored. And
It
like,
does.
I don't know what the reason is, because, well, I mean, I know it can be, but like, I don't know. It's happened at like multiple Wendy's specifically, and only
Then
when
that
I go
sounds like
inside.
a corporate. That sounds like a corporate.
It does.
push.
It does. I don't blame the workers for this. It's not on them.
Oh,
Like,
no,
it's
Scarlet
definitely
Rot
not their
and Poison.
decision.
Scarlet Poison
But they,
Rot.
what sucks too is they've become so numb to it clearly that like it does still it still leaves the feeling that they're just ignoring you because they're like the front. Like it doesn't feel like a corporate decision when they have that like look on their face where they're just like, yeah, what do you want? Like,
Yes, but when you go in every day and this is what you have to deal with, and you just accept.
I know,
it, so
no,
when
I
people give
get
you
that. I
dirty
get.
looks, you just.
I
You're
completely,
like, yup.
I completely understand. It's a shitty situation on both ends, and it really
Oh,
sucks.
and it all comes back down to the fact that they don't pay us enough. Like,
Well,
you
that-
can't get people in there, so that's why you
Amen
can't
to that,
retain
but-
employees, and you can't get anyone new or anyone worth actual talent
That's
into your
actually-
places.
That's actually my favorite thing with the like nobody wants to work. Well, how much are you hiring me for? Because I'll tell you right now, I'll shovel all types for like 40 an hour. Like that's
Yeah,
fine.
It's not that
It's
people
the-
don't
it's
want to
the
work.
wage.
It's that people want to get paid what they're worth, and we just don't live in that world yet. Or ever.
Everything gets more expensive, but the paychecks don't go up. So
I'm struggling on a higher wage than I used to make and live comfortably off of years ago. Like, and yes, there are other financial reasons.
Oh, yeah,
for that,
no.
But like
If
the
you told
inflation
me-
is. How did we end up? Have we been outside the castle
don't
this
know.
entire time?
just
How
been-
did we get
I've
back
just been
out there?
we've just been fighting stuff and moving.
Yeah, kind of got absorbed in our.
It's
our
fine.
Restaurant
Everything's fine.
food service
Flame cleanse
talk.
me. We're fine.
I don't have a flame of cleanse.
So Icebergen messaged me and was like, dude, I was like yelling at the VOD because you kept using boluses instead of flame cleanse me. I was like, oh, I forgot that was a thing. Like you emphasized using the boluses, so I was like, oh, boluses.
Because
I
don't have
that.
that, so I don't think of using
Like-
it. But yeah, I know if
So,
you have that.
yeah, no,
you
I had
should
it
be
the whole
using
time. You could have just there were like 7 boluses you could have been using. Because I had flame cleanse me the whole time. Yeah, sorry. My bad.
Yeah, this last inflation is just. Oof.
Ugh. Yeah, no, it's been bad. It's been bad. It sucks because very few companies look at it like, oh, well, things cost more, so I guess we should probably pay people more too. Like, it's a constant struggle, but it seems like the service industry specifically, which is like most people, are hit the worst and the hardest. No matter what.
And-
whether
and
whether
have
it's
to deal
through
with some of the most
shortage,
stress at our jobs.
whether it's underpay or like the shortage of staff. Although having worked in restaurants most of my life, I will say every
Smoking's bad, okay? And if you start smoking at an early age, okay, it's gonna be bad, okay? Because smoking can lead to all kinds of health problems like cancer, okay? Let me tell you something about cancer, okay? Cancer's bad.
restaurant is usually understaffed at some point. Like, even if it's either understaffed or overstaffed. There's almost no such thing as the perfect staff number for a restaurant. It's very hard to hit equilibrium, but usually it's just under. That's typically what it is. Never over. Very, very rarely.
Rarely.
I want Wendy's.
I hate all.
Will you buy me a chicken sandwich, please? Someone Uber Eats me a chicken sandwich. Instead of swatting me, just Uber Eats me a chicken sandwich. I'll take that. It's fine. I've never used Uber Eats.
Oh.
I cannot save you. As much as I tried.